Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here, and welcome to our Crucifixional Life stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us. It's a beautiful world in which we live, but yet we're all feeling kind of overwhelmed with all the chaos, right? I mean, if you're honest with yourself, it's out there, it's everywhere. We may have some nice intermittent spurts of peace, but for the most part, it's kind of a daunting world living out there. And as I look around at people, and I see especially the comments that people post on social media feeds and the way that people attack other people. Shoot, we've even been attacked by some people for, preaching the gospel. And on, you see the chaos of being lost. People, I mean, we sometimes just don't know which way to turn. It's like you're a ship, bro, at sea, and there's no land in sight. And so you just scream out and you rage at everything because you're just hoping that somewhere in that calling and in your need to have someone else, throw you a lifeline, you're going to find a life jacket or another boat that's going to pull you to shore. And this is not how that kind of stuff gets done. In fact, Christ and a Christ-like life is the only way to have yourself be found, if I could say it like that, to lose that sense of feeling lost. Now, yesterday we talked about a story from the Gospel of Luke about Zacchaeus, right? And Zacchaeus, as you know from the story, was a tax collector, and he repented when Christ entered his life and his home, and he gave back half of the stuff he had, he gave it to the poor, and then if he cheated anybody, fourfold, and you know the story. And Jesus says at the end of that, he in this house is now saved. He too is a son of Abraham. And Christ is saying and validating that repentance. The next verse, it's verse 10, so it's Luke 19:10, goes further, and we didn't talk about it yesterday. It says the following: "For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost." And so the real challenge is, and I throw it out there to all of us in Warrior Saints land, to everybody who's watching, those who love us, those who don't like us, those who are our critics, and those who are our biggest fans. I want you to think about what I'm about to say to you. That dissonance that you feel, that constant frustration that you may be facing, that sense of being lost, whether you're honest with yourself about it or not, that sense of being lost is a hole, it's a void. And I'm telling you, I say it to you with love. If you are going to fill that hole with anger and rage and more discontent and more dissonance and more, screaming out at the world, you are going to continue to be miserable. And that hole will do nothing but get bigger. And you can say what you need to say, and you can argue, well, Father, maybe you're not right. I do feel a little better when I rage at people, and I'm standing up for this or that or the other things. And I'm telling you, life, bro, is what it is. The more you rage, the bigger the hole. Instead, if we can humble ourselves enough, like also from the Gospel of Luke, the story of the prodigal son, to realize that because we have left God, we have left the Father, and ended up with pigs, that all we have to do is make a turn and go back, and God will embrace us. God will forgive us. God will restore us. He showed us that yesterday in the story of Zacchaeus, how Christ immediately forgives Zacchaeus once he repents. And likewise in the story of the prodigal son, once he leaves the pig pen and goes back to the Father and takes ownership for his life, the Father restores him, not as a slave, but as a son, returning him to the way that he was. And that message for us is powerful, that as we feel lost, don't look to the world to fill the hole. Don't look to the world to throw you the lifeline. There is no lifeline coming from the boat of the world. It's only going to further the chaos. The true life comes from living a Christ-like life. And that may rub funny against some because, and I'll tell you why, why people don't like to live the Christian life? Because it's hard. And because they're soft, and because they want to do things easy. But soft people usually are miserable people. And people who always look for the easy way are miserable people. But when you really commit yourself to doing the business and throwing it down and living a hard life, but an awesome life, it's simple. Visit warriorsaints.org. That's it. That's all there is to it. We're going to show you how to do it. We're fighting it ourselves. I mean, every day. It's hard work. But we're grinding. We'd love to have you grind with us. We love you beautiful people. That's why we push it. Visit warriorsaints.org. Subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. It's affordable for everyone. It is an on-demand library, so you can watch at your own pace and your own skill. You can see every single thing on every single topic about how to fill that void of loneliness, of despair, of being lost, and fill it with the peace that comes only from God. want you to join us. We will be back Sunday morning, 9, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, respectively, for Orthros and Liturgy, and then resuming our teaching next week on Monday. Love you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Until we see you again, keep walking to the way of the Word, saying.